Hello, music lovers. It's your girl, Corina Avalos, your music and radio plug with Up in the Mix. Your girl, Corina, is here and so happy to chat with her boy, Brian Brown.
Hey guys, just happening. What's going
Legend.
on?
Legend in the city.
Indeed.
You said
Nashville.
indie.
I
Let
mean,
me
at
tell
this
you.
point, I can't deny it anymore. I hear, they tell me that shit, not me. So, so
Overstood.
yeah, so I just own it, man. At this point, yeah.
Such a legend. We had to light the candle for him.
That's how you know it's going down.
Yo,
It look like Hot Topic in this motherfucker.
he said Hot Topic. That is you. But thank you so much for coming by. I know that
Thank
you're
you
a
for having
busy
me.
human.
Mm.
So I really just want to make sure that we can connect, chop it up. And I hope that I will be as good of a host as I envisioned.
You have started off with a shot and the biggest bottle of Corona y'all have ever seen. We are in good company right now. So,
Requested. I always ask my guests
oh yeah,
what they would like for a snack as well as drinks because I just want them to feel cozy.
I appreciate that
Yeah,
so much. No,
welcome to my home.
thank you. I appreciate it. Very nice, very quaint,
Thank
very,
you.
very, very fitting. This is sweet. Nah, you in the bougie part of town too, low key. I ain't gonna put it all out there like that, but you right there.
I was about to be like, pause.
You where the money at. You where the money at for sure. So.
Well, actually, so let's talk about Nashville.
Okay.
You're OG Nashville person?
Born and raised April 22nd, 1993 at 7:22 in the morning on a Thursday at Baptist Hospital, which is now known as St. Thomas Medical Center. I am one of one for shit show. Absolutely. So, yeah, cash real to the key out there every day, man.
And you're putting on for the city.
Doing my best to, trying to show them that we're more than just guitar licks and cowboy boots, you know.
Yeah.
That's been the breadwinner and the thing that gets us, that gets people like attracted, and of course, like over the years with gentrification and just the overall like glamorization of Broadway and downtown, it's far from what I've known it to be. But you know, with every bit of change comes some good and some bad, you know. So, you just take it for what it is, and you kind of do your best to, at least for me as a native, make sure people know about the history here, why we call Music City, just how much, excuse me, just how much depth in history this place has, whether it be the sit-ins or the Civil War, whatever the case may be. So I do my best to try to tell people what I know and what I'm familiar with based off of the information I've been given along this lifetime. So um, it was funny. It's funny you say that too, because
Mhm.
growing up, like to be from here, and I might be one of the few who can relate to this or just contest to this, but like
Mhm.
to be from here, we almost had like it's like, are you from Nashville? No way. But now that everything's changing, a lot of us, and I mean a lot of us, are way more prideful than ever about this city,
Yeah.
which is a beautiful thing. We should have been a long time ago, but like they didn't take us seriously, so we kind of didn't take ourselves seriously, and now here we are. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you how far back, but honestly, truly, I moved here in 2013, so it's been a minute.
Ooh, so you got here.
12 years ago.
You got here post flood.
Yes, right before the or right after the flood.
Yeah, post flood,
Hmm.
and
Before migration.
that was
Migration
that
of
was
the
not,
West.
that. I mean, that was kind of already happening in general. Because I
Yeah.
graduated from high school. MLK, what it do, baby? 2011. I
Me
graduated
too.
2011. You 93,
Yeah.
baby?
I'm a 92 baby.
Oh, you see, like late
October.
92?
In
October.
October.
We a Scorpio?
So, I mean, I do have a Scorpio on my shoulder, but I'm a Libra.
Oh, so you early October. Okay.
Yeah.
October what, 9th? Yeah. Okay. Say less. Yeah.
God dang, you're just getting it wrong.
You got to get it wrong to get it right sometimes. You got to get it wrong. My bad, though. Continue. I apologize.
I accept.
Yeah. So you got here 2013, so that's post flood. 2013. What was I doing in 2013?
I mean, I feel like the roads were smaller. Because my dad complained the entire time he moved me. He's like, he had an F-150, like a big old one. And he was like, Karina, what the fuck? Like these roads are so small, and I
Yeah.
I actually went to Belmont, so
Oh, did you really?
mhm,
Where?
yeah, hurry.
You graduated from there too?
Yes, I graduated 2015, so it's been a minute. I know, crazy,
Man,
but my dad.
I know your balance and checkbook for that school was insane. Or did you get a full ride?
Uh, I did not get a full ride, but I definitely didn't pay what everybody else paid.
Okay, cause
Now I went to school, a different school prior to that, which is ironically where I got my debt.
mm,
It's nothing compared to what everybody else's debt
'cause I'm
is.
about to say it was
It's definitely less than 20 grand. Like my debt is
really
only less than 20 grand. Yeah.
that's amazing because I've heard some
Oh
kids
yeah, I'm
who will
like
leave Belmont and be like
100,000, and you're not even a doctor, bitch. Like, are you
they
serious?
be in debt
But hey,
like
listen, we're not judging. We're not judging in around these
education is
points.
important. Like education is what it is, but like
But
folk
I
be in
mean,
debt like
I
off the rip
mean,
out there.
I don't want to get into the story. I'll tell you the story off camera.
Fair enough.
But basically, I went to school for audio engineering.
Hmm.
When I was there, my advisor actually was like, "Hey, I know that you have this background in journalism, radio broadcast, and I think that while you can still focus on audio engineering, you should definitely do music business." Which
Mm,
forever thankful because it made me more well rounded.
word.
So yeah, but I mean, I was blessed to be
Yeah.
able to go to that school and not gain the debt that I
So
did,
yeah, that folk be
or that a lot of folks do. Because I mean, my debt is not nowhere near.
I love that for you because
Thank
I know some
you.
people who
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. I
be
wouldn't have
fresh
gone.
out of
I wouldn't have
graduation
gone.
and be like, I'm already 100
No,
K in.
no,
Like,
no. Thank you, Jesus.
ain't no way in hell I could do
Hell
that.
no.
Nah.
Hell no.
Damn. So
Yeah.
so post flood
Hmm.
during the migration, 2013, I was actually finishing my first EP around that time. I was working at Chipotle on West End, believe it or not. That
I frequented it too.
yeah, I was working at Chipotle on West End, so I probably took care of you, gave you some extra scoops of chicken or some shit for all I know. And then I was 2 years removed? No, a year removed from dropping out of Western Kentucky, which is funny. You said journalism. I was a broadcasting major.
Mhm,
I originally wanted to work. Well, I mean, I always wanted to rap. Like that's always been something I've always interested in. But for not a brief moment, I still kind of do. I wanted to work for ESPN. I
mhm,
wanted to be a sports analyst for those guys. But then I just had this moment one day where I was like, okay, Brian, you can either sit here in these desks in these classrooms for the next 3 to 4 years, kind of doing absolutely nothing until you get to actually focus on your shit, or you can live your life and not wonder what if you actually like chase your passion and your dream. And now, what is this, 12 years later?
mhm.
I'm talking to you about the shit I do. So clearly I did something right. Clearly I
Yeah,
did something right. Every now and then I'm like, did I do it right? Did I make the right choice?
yeah,
But clearly I did. So everything happens for a reason. So I'm
yeah.
very grateful for it for sure.
Yeah, and I think that also like we were the last generation where I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I do think that with every advancement in technology, there is a positive, but then there also is that negative. So we were the last generation to grow up where we were still in touch with reality.
Yeah.
And the fact that you took a leap of faith and that was your conscious decision.
Oh yeah, for
It
sure.
wasn't put upon you. And
Yeah.
look at you. Like you brought like I'm sure, yeah, being able to have the media readily accessible where you could have just published your shit and you could have blown up and gone viral, that would have been great. But like, would it have created the longevity that you putting in the work in has been able to sustain you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but to an extent, though, I kind
Mhm,
of got in on that part of the game in terms of the viral stuff kind of
mhm.
early because my first stuff was being put out through SoundCloud
Yeah.
and SoundCloud. Please call me. I don't know what we're doing. Like you've got one of your more devout I pay for that subscription every month, 11.99, and don't hesitate. It sounds way better than Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all that shit. Like I SoundCloud is the reason why I'm still here. Like I wouldn't be Brian Brown without SoundCloud. So I
Mhm,
have all the admiration and respect and love for SoundCloud. But to that point though,
mhm,
that's how I first got into it. That's how I first started to have a platform so free, so willing to allow artists to just drop whenever they wanted to drop. And then what happened was at that time, I was just telling all my friends, hey, I was sending this like 20 of them. And I was
Mm.
like, hey, you know somebody I don't know, and vice versa. If you really rock with what I'm rocking, I'm dropping this song at this time. If you don't mind, this is like early Twitter. I'm talking like 2000, it was in 2013, so it's nothing's infiltrated. You're like the retweets, like people are like, you know,
When the bird was
retweeting.
still blue?
Yeah, the bird was still blue. If the shit was broken down, you saw the whale on the strings and
Yeah.
shit. And so, yeah, that was my foot into the game. So I can't even act as if I can't even act as if that element of it isn't important, like the viral, the internet, the access of it, because you're talking about somebody who came up in the very last end of the blog era. The two dope boys is the Smoking Section and Gotti. Translate, what's up? Um, Now right, you heard the new live mixtapes, all of those shits. Like that was my bread and butter. So making a blog felt like, damn, you on your way to getting signed or some shit. Literally, I know the whole game and the whole landscape was about to change. But for me to kind of adapt and still be going after all these years, that says a lot in and of itself, and about the continuity and the persistence to keep going with whatever I do and the message I'm trying to give out. So yeah, TikTok is cool now. It's helped me a lot. Like I didn't I won't be. I can't say I'm like old man yelling at the sky like, why do we have another app? Like they all do the same thing essentially, but just different ways. And so I just had to I've had to adapt to it and realize that, hey, that's just a new platform for somebody to see exactly what you do.
Yeah.
And as long as you're willing to take advantage of it and use it for its purpose at the worst, you don't gotta be consumed and overwhelmed by it. Like to your point, like the kids these days, they just I gotta do something. I gotta post something every day. I wish I fucking would. I don't got the time for that.
I just want to clarify, I'm not against the new technology whatsoever.
Me either.
No, no, no. I embrace it because one, I always have the teacher mentality or the student mentality. What am
I'm
I
about to say,
saying?
you a teacher?
Oh, that'd be great. Well, I love actually putting on people that are younger than me
Right.
on anything that I know because vice versa, they teach me new stuff too,
Yeah.
because like the young people are in the know of what's current.
Right.
And then I can like, lay on whatever, like from whether it's experience or actual just being in the classroom. But I always love learning
Sure.
because I genuinely think that I'll be an old person and will continue to want to learn just because like I enjoy it. So there's nothing wrong with the new technology that's coming this way. I think it's amazing to embrace it.
Hmm.
I'm just saying that in regards to our generation, we had MySpace, we were the beginning of Facebook.
I
We
mean,
were the
honestly,
OGs on
we
IG.
were the beginning of the internet. If you really
Yeah.
think about it, well,
But we
not the beginning, but
also
you're talking like we're one of the few people, not few, but I'm sure there's many of us, but we're like part of a few that like you couldn't talk on the phone and
well,
be
the
on the
dial up.
internet at the
We remember
same
the
time.
sound of the dial up.
Like, come on now. So
Yeah.
it's just one
And
of
you
those
couldn't
things.
be on the internet late because your mom would hear you.
And then like you
Yeah.
couldn't even use your anytime, like there was a fucking such thing as anytime minutes. You can't even talk to your boo
Until
or
8 o'clock at
whatever
night.
until after 8 o'clock on the weekend. On
Period.
the weekend at
I'm
that.
saying.
So like that's
Yeah.
just that's just a part of it. I guess that's like discipline and patience
Yeah.
is a virtue. There's so many lessons in the what we were just talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've seen it all change. We've seen it all grow. But
Yeah.
it's for the better, for the worse. You just kind of got to figure out where you get in, where you fit in, and make it
Yeah.
and make it work for yourself. For
Well,
real.
it's kind of like, sink or swim. And also, like, if you're a cat, you're going to land on your feet or on your back. And cats don't ever land on their back, they land on their feet.
This is something I
And,
did not know until just now.
well, at least the good ones. But because, sometimes they do. But for the most part, the ones that are sharp.
Okay.
So, but I mean, yeah. And I think that with the music industry, it's kind of the same where you're either going to sink or swim. And
Hmm.
it's like really what you do with what's thrown your way, the curveballs and the new trends. Like you just really have to be able to kind of keep up.
Just adapt.
Yeah,
Just adapt.
yeah, and be open to that because, you have the people that have, like, the closed off mindsets where they're like, "That's not gonna work for me." And those are typically the people that get left behind.
Mhm. And that's the one thing you just don't ever want to be within the music business, and just
Yeah.
and just in general is left behind. Nobody wants to feel that empty or that loneliness. And so you just kind of have to essentially put your pride to the side. That's the hardest battle for anybody in a lot of
Mhm.
situations. It don't even got to be just music. Putting your pride to the side in general is always a tough thing to do.
Right.
But the moment and the sooner you do it, the easier it is to understand exactly what you're trying to accomplish, and also the opportunities that lie ahead of you, as
Mhm.
long as you're willing to keep focused on what is the goal at hand. And you kind of got to put yourself to the side, because otherwise
Mhm.
you'll just be like just so sick and upset, and caught up in all the nuances about these ever-changing things that don't really matter, as long as you focus on what you're doing and what you got into it for and such. So
Yeah.
yeah, it gets tough sometimes, but somebody's got to do it though.
Right.
Somebody's got to do it, and the moment you're willing to do it, I promise you, everything starts to go. Because even right now, like again, I'm 12 years. My first ever song dropped in 2013. It is 2025, and somebody still gives a fuck about what I gotta say. Like at some points, realistically, I had to put whatever to the side and just be
Mhm.
like, hey, somebody cares. Somebody's counting on me. Somebody believes in me. Like fuck whatever I got going on right now. Well, not fuck it, but like it. Yes, that exists, but also that exists as well. Let's find a way
Mhm.
to make it mesh and coexist, and let's give the
Yeah.
people what they want. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually funny that you say, but how does it whenever you feel down, do you think that getting cosigns from legends in town, like Starlito, for example, like boosts you back up? Because I mean, that's a really important one.
Well, I mean, oh, it's awesome. In Lido, what it do? May 31st. This will probably be out way after the fact, but May 31st, I get a chance to open for those guys, him, Trip, and Eddie Valero
Mhm.
at Eastside Ball.
Mm.
Um, which crazy in and of itself.
Mhm.
I mean, for one, you got to boost yourself up.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't asking for that.
Yeah.
Coming from where we come from, and not just this place, but in general, nobody owes you anything. If anything is earned, it's taken even to an extent. And I've always like I've seen him in passion multitude of times and such like that. I've got friends and homies who are like ginormous fans of his, and I've always been like,
Mhm.
dog, I would love to hear you and Lito on the song. And
Mhm.
here and there, we've talked about it and such. But I figured it would. It just happened to be. I think we both understood, especially us both coming from out east, that just the natural collaboration of it was going to be the way that it worked, and it meant the way that it did. And it started with this freestyle that he did last summer, right when what was the album he dropped? Imposter Syndrome that just
Mhm.
came out, and he said something about truthfully, I want to rhyme like Brian the Petty, just more focus on distribution, like I'm grinding 50 or something like that. And
Mhm.
I'm like, this nigga want to rap like me? Say less. Let me lock my ass
You're
in the
like,
booth. Let's
period.
go. And so
The Patrick Starfish me.
yeah, let's go. Let's get it. You feel me? Like this guy, like an
Mm.
independent savant, like a legend, regardless of where you from. Like to go from Cash Money, UN Double XL magazines to kicking it with Gotti and them to I'm gonna do this on my own 1, 2, and still be able to sustain. We're talking about 20 plus years for this guy. Like
Yeah.
I got nothing but
He's
respect for that
super
brother.
sweet. I met
Yeah.
him and he literally so down to earth.
Legit, super
Mhm.
legit. And he had hit me probably around like right before Christmas, right after Christmas.
Mhm.
He was working on Regretfully. and which out now by now, shameless plug, Step Brothers for Life out now too, if you ain't heard it. He hit me and was like, "Yo, I'm doing these sessions over here at such and such studio. Pull up, swing by." And what's funny is, and I'm gonna toot my own horn real quickly though. I apologize. That that song that I landed on from East Nashville with Love and two of the other beats that I picked out that night actually wound up on the tape. The one they did with Don Tripp, Womanizer, and the Robin Ray Nail song. I cannot think of it to save my life. It's like right before the song that I'm on, towards the end of the album. All three of those landed on the tape, so I almost want to like give myself an executive producer co-career, but that probably just an odd coincidence or nothing else. But yeah, came through and actually they were as we were working on that, Big Top, shout out Top, he was in the studio that night too, and he was just wrapping up Blending Music Volume 1. So as I'm like writing my verse, I'm like hearing um bits and pieces of that. I finally finish it. I want to take it. I didn't even know that album was about to drop that fast. Again, that was December when I recorded that verse. The album came out like mid-March. So I'm like, all right, bet, say less, you know. But to that point, to answer your question and to like kind of you reply back to that statement, you of course you always want some type of love and admiration from the people that are doing the things that you are doing and doing it in a way that has them successful, eating, feeling good, whatever the case may be. I've just never been one to necessarily seek it because I got to get it for myself ultimately at the end of the day.
Right.
But to get that love and that admiration from those who have been there, been around the block, and still continuously doing it at a high level at that. That just comes to show, like, hey, you're doing the right things, young man. Just continue to believe in yourself. Don't kiss nobody's ass. Um, and just staying firm on exactly what it is that you believe in and your artistic abilities, and watch what happens. So that it definitely helps. It's definitely a boost. It's definitely something that you don't take for granted, but it's not necessarily anything something I'm like, hey, look at me. Nah. I've gotta earn that privilege for somebody to be like, oh, he doing what he doing. Say less. Let me try to help him out a little bit, you know. Like, and so kudos to him. I got nothing but love and respect for that man. I was actually just at before the album came out. I was just at the private listening session that they had here in the Ville for the Step Brothers album, and just him and you know who really impressed me that day. And now this is where I'm going to campaign. Don Tripp, if you're watching this, please let's get a song together, please. And I'm sure I've got time to make that happen between now and then too. But that was the most impressive thing to me because the album cover is like those two and all their kids, and Trip had all his kids with him at the shit. And of course that could be a marketing tool, but also that's what that man's about. Like I'm taking my people wherever I go, type
Yeah.
shit. If I can, and if the
Mhm.
setting is fitting for it. And he and I actually had a really cool talk. Um, after the listening session was pretty much like wrapping up and such and things of that nature. So yeah, again, I was never asking for it, was never looking for it because I'm gonna find a way to make sure somebody hear what I gotta say. But it definitely does give you a reassurance of okay, you doing what you're supposed to do, you know. So yeah.
I feel like it sounds like he's authentically been able to storytell who he actually is, that he's a family guy, and to exemplify that with actually bringing his children to such a big monumental moment where
Hmm.
it's like releasing his craft is really authentic. So, and people can snip that shit out like nobody's business. Because
Yeah.
imagine he releases an album that's literally embodies the Step Brothers family, you
Yeah.
know? And then for them not to be there would be crazy
Yeah,
work.
true.
Yeah.
And so just seeing that and mind you, I don't got any kids. I'm single as a dollar bill and all that shit. Whatever. What they be doing? What they be doing these days?
I
And
usually have longer nails.
so
Makes me so sad. I've been wearing gloves for these interviews because I'm like, oh, Usually I can do it, but
Yeah, just seeing that, it was just super cool, man. Cause you can just hear it in all of their music, how much their kids, whether it be Star or Trip, you can
Mhm,
hear how much that has affected them, and it's kind of like changed the trajectory and the subject matter of what they even talk about. Because
mhm,
even on this newest Step Brothers album, there's so much introspective within those two that they're giving that, like, amid the shit talking, you gotta admire the self-reflecting and the willingness to tell their listeners, hey, you don't like, yes, this is who I've been, but this is where I'm at.
yeah,
And that in and of itself is kind of like been my whole thing as an artist. Like, the honesty, the transparency, the vulnerability of it. The only thing I can do is keep it real about you, about what I've been going through. And if you can relate, say less. If you can't,
yeah,
you gave me your ear, you gave me your time, you gave me your attention. What more could I ask for? And
right.
so to be, I wouldn't say within that, but within those guys, like that, because I'm not like part of their crew or anything like that. But at least to be surrounded by that, to know that those type of people are one step, one call, one verse, whatever away, and they don't mind actually kind of like conversing with you on some human being shit outside of the rap stuff. It means a lot, man. It means a whole lot. So
Mhm,
again, I do not take any of it for granted. I am very grateful that Star reached out and allowed me to, get my raps off and allow me to do what I do. But it's also, like you said, it is a boost. It is a boost. But like I said, I just it wasn't something I was like, oh, yearning for it. It
mhm.
just naturally happened. It's just as much as everything in my career has just naturally happened. I don't really just kiss ass for anybody. I just happen to be in the right place in the right time and doing what I'm supposed to do, and such gets rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where your career takes off
Man,
because I mean, to
I'm at
see
a
you,
really interesting place right now
right? And
because
that's actually the beauty of like
yeah,
you're the crossword where it's like, and with every decision comes a
consequence.
consequence.
Yeah,
So it's like, while that is stressful, it's also beautiful because it's like, where am I going to end up? And it's just like,
it's up to me.
yeah, it is up to
It's
you.
up to
But
me.
as long
Yeah.
as you do the work, though, you will end up somewhere great.
And trust me, I've been doing a lot of work. I'm working on some stuff right now. I do not want to get ahead of myself. I will not announce
Yeah.
any names, any titles, as much as I want to, and as
Yeah.
much as I've even alluded to it already. I just can't do that right now.
Mhm.
Not because you don't deserve it, but
No,
it's
that's
just
okay.
it's a me thing, and,
Yeah.
and it's just a don't say shit until it's done thing. And I'm trying to get better at that. And so no,
Mhm.
I have been locked in. What's funny is a lot of like my friends and my peers, at least around here or in general, when they ask me, yo, how you feeling at the star feature? And I joke with him. I'd be like, honestly, it's accelerating my creative process, and I'm upset about it. Like, I was on my Frank Ocean kicking back and
Mhm.
Max and I cool, just scaping it out. Like, definitely still working and putting stuff together. But now, with the spotlight on me, the iron is hot. I'd be damned if I don't like match it while the
Mhm.
ability and the moment is there. So I'm
Mhm.
like, fuck,
Mhm.
y'all are making me do stuff that I don't necessarily do, but at the end of the day, like supply and demand, I
Yeah.
got plenty of it. It ain't like it's not in the fold, but
Right.
to be wanted, to be heard, to be sought out, for people to be like, nigga, what's next?
Right.
I'll take that over anything. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in the works. I've got a lot of shows upcoming this summer. I mean, a lot. I'm talking like as of today, right now, well, I won't even mention the date, but like before May's over, I've at least got two shows plus a TV appearance I gotta make before the month's over.
Mhm.
I've got three shows in June, one in July, and that could obviously up. But by the time this is over with and by this comes out, I'm playing a black-owned beer festival in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Barrel and Flow in
That's
August.
very specific, y'all.
Man, August 9th.
Our cameraman is from Pittsburgh.
Are you really? I did
Harry!
not know that. What the
Sammy!
talk still is in Pirates and all that shit after the interview. You know, I'm a big sports guy. Like if I again, y'all heard it earlier. If I wasn't rapping, I'd be on ESPN right now or doing my own
You
sports
never know,
podcast.
sky's the limit because you have athletes that like once they're done with playing sports, they'll pivot to
I've got
journalism.
this crazy idea that we have to talk
Rappers
about.
pivoting to journalism.
I've got this
Ew.
crazy. I got this crazy podcast idea that we'll talk about outside of this. You know, when I was like saying like you don't want to speak about it until it's done.
Yes,
I've got
I'm a
this.
firm believer of that, and I've learned that recently, where it's like I have because I get excited, and
Yeah.
because I believe that everyone is well, but honestly, in the music industry, as you realize, like, while I do think it's imperative to still remain positive and a good, genuine human being, you never know who also has genuine intentions with you. So it's just better not
Fuck
to.
be wicked.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck be crazy.
yeah. But like, regardless, like, no matter how many times people fuck you over, I think it's so important to still remain you and keep a light, but just
maintain the course.
yeah,
Maintain the
yeah,
course
yeah. Maintain the course.
because
Yeah.
ultimately like
Mhm.
you know what you know, you felt what you felt, you dealt what you dealt with,
Yeah.
and then realistically, there's in my opinion, there's three sides of every story. One side, the other, and the whole truth.
Yeah.
And at least if nothing else, as long as you sticking to what your side of the story is, and you know the whole truth about it don't even matter what anybody else outside looking in can say or feel about it, because you did what you were supposed to do. You stuck to your principles. You kept your morality first and didn't compromise on any of that shit. You feel me? So,
Right.
yeah, I say all that to say that that's just kind of where I'm at right now with everything. Like again, a lot of things in the works. I'm blessed. I'm honored to even be in this position and even talk to you right now. Like you can make that face all you want to.
That's me, Pookie.
Yeah, you know to for you to hey you off the wind like hey I got this opening. Why the hell would I not? It's an opportunity for somebody that I don't know gets a chance to be like that's why they fuck with that kid. Let me tap in and listen. And ultimately I just got to keep going. I got to keep doing what I'm supposed to do. As a matter of fact, in the words of, if I'm not mistaken, Denzel Washington, do what you need to do in order to be able to do what you want to do.
And with that, we close it out, my friends, because how can you top that?
You can't.
You can't because it's Denzel, but this is your girl, Corina Avalos, your music and radio plug with Up in the Mix.